Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want?
What's up, what the fuckers, what the fucknicks, what the fuckaroonies? I haven't listened to WTF in a while. I don't even know if he still does that.
I
If that's
hate
still-
that. No.
It's Mark Maron. Hi, I'm Mark Maron. Just kidding. It's me, Matt O'Brien, and this is the podcast. Is this what you want? And I'll tell you what you should want. You should want to hear who my co-host is. The vivacious, the Vivino, the Viva Puff.
I'm the Viva Puff.
It's Julia Ladkowitz.
Hi, it's me, Julia Ladkowitz. Yeah, like Matt said, it's Is This What You Want with Matt and Julia, a podcast where we try to figure out what you want, and sometimes we just talk about what we want because it's our podcast, and that's that.
Here's a question for you. You have to live a life or you have to lose one, Oreos or Viva Puffs.
Viva Puffs.
Really? I like a Viva Puff.
I can't remember the last time I've had a Viva Puff, but I can remember the last time I've had an Oreo.
Yeah, Oreos are time. Also, there's many flavors of Oreos these days.
I just saw Laura Silovitz post about cinnamon bun Oreos.
Those got me going. That got my engine going. Now that's content.
That's some great content right there. I love okay, what's the difference between a cinnamon bun
And a
and
sticky
a sticky bun?
Sticky bun sticky.
Yeah, sticky bun's stickier, but a cinnamon bun is still kind of sticky.
No, cinnamon bun. I picture like a swirl. Is a sticky bun a swirl? I
A
don't
sticky
even know.
bun's still a swirl.
A swirl, but it's oozing, and there's little nougats of say pecan on board.
I think a sticky bun is taller and denser, and usually like made in like one giant pan, all swished together. Whereas
Yeah.
a cinnamon bun, it's more like
Individuals.
Danish-like.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
I don't know. I've never been to Danish. Thank you for that.
Guys, we're so tired. The time change always gets me. Right? Doesn't it
Oh,
get
we're
you?
talking about daylight savings time. Okay.
Yeah. Time change.
Yeah, it's
It's changing the time.
yeah, daylight savings time. We fell back as we all did. Unfortunately, I think it's so stupid. I mean, the farmers have they figured it out by now. I think that's the reason that we're still falling back, right?
Yeah.
And also, you add daylight savings time to the fact that it's raining. It's storming in Los Angeles. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
It's wild. The amount of rain today is pretty scary. That we got a flood warning in our neighborhood.
We got a couple warnings this morning. There was our little Alexa ding dongs when, it should be more of an alarming noise. It goes ding ding, and then you have to be like, Alexa, play
notification.
notification. Oh no, she's gonna say it.
And then she
Okay,
just said no
she
new
just said-
notifications.
But she'll
Thanks,
be like,
Alexa.
hey, by the way, there's a huge wind advisory today till 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Not even like a be careful, be safe, whatever. That makes me think that AI is already like, I want you to die. Because they're so casual about these like, weather events.
AI, I want you to die. That's a good. It's like a heavy metal song.
AI, I want you to die. I'm just a guy. Please die.
That was really good.
Is that? I'm going to cry when you die because I am AI.
No, I won't cry when you die because I am AI.
What if you become best friends with an AI computer and then you die and the computer gets so sad that it sheds a tear and then the tear short circuits all of its insides and then it dies?
It's
Is that a good movie?
That's like the modern day Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Okay, here's the Pixar movie I'm writing. It's about a guy that fucks a computer.
Robio, like
Robio?
because he's like a robot.
And wait, Robio's the guy. So the computer's the guy? They're
Yeah.
two guys.
It's sure.
Robio and Rob. No.
Romeo and Julian.
Julian, that's good. Yes, and the last scene in this Pixar movie after they fucked is the computer crying and destroying itself.
Yeah, after they had some cyber sex.
Ew.
Get it?
See, this thing's already half written.
Ah.
Man fucks computer.
I
Someone
remember.
must
Oh, sorry.
have- I was gonna
What?
say a man definitely has tried.
Oh yeah, man has put his fucking penis in where the floppy disk goes.
That's exactly what I was thinking. The guy that designed the floppy disk slot was like, "Ooh, someone's gonna try to fuck this."
Yeah, someone's gonna rolling pin out their penis into like this little fucking flat pancake so they can insert it in there.
Oh my god! Knowing men, at least one person has tried to flatten his penis and insert it in floppy disk.
There's men have probably fucked anthills. Like there's
Probably. Oh my God, that feels crazy. What if the ants get in there?
The ants will
And
get
then
in
you
there.
become an anthill. You think enough ants could crawl in a guy's penis and then he becomes a walking anthill?
And then, but the inside of his penis is like the den.
It's the entrance.
Yeah, to the hill.
Yeah. But his whole body is an anthill. So then the queen lives in
Is that
somewhere
what
in there.
running up that hill is about? About ants running up a man's penis?
Running up that hill, I'm living in a dick. I'm an ant.
Can you imagine you're just a hardworking ant and you're like, God, I'm so strong and cool. And then you're like, now I'm in fucking Gordon's dick. This is not what I wanted.
Ants don't care.
This is not what I want. And then they're listening to their podcast
Yeah.
and they're like, this is not what I want.
Man, if there's an ant version of our podcast, wouldn't that be crazy if they discovered they're like, ants are actually a parallel universe to us, and everything that you're doing, there is an ant version of it.
So there's ants podcasting right now. There's a real sexy ant called
Yeah.
Auntie Ladkowitz.
Auntie Ladkowitz is your alternate?
I don't know. And then
I
you're
think it's got to
Auntie.
rhyme with ant. It'd be like Jantia. Jantlia.
Jantlia.
My aunt is named Mant.
Mant?
O'Brien.
Mant and Jantlia.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen,
It's been a long day. We are packing. We're getting a lot done because we're going to Toronto tomorrow for a week. We have a wedding that's in like Huntsville area, which is sort of like Muskoka's, like cottage
out in
country.
the woods, basically.
Yeah.
Out in the big dog dick wet woods. And we looked up the weather, and let me tell you, it's going to be cold and wet,
Yeah.
as expected.
It's like highs of like 17 in Toronto for the first 2 days, which is what, like 60 something.
You don't have to Fahrenheit it up for people. They can
50s.
figure
I don't
out.
fucking know. It's brisk but fine. And then when we get to the actual wedding, both days of the wedding are like supposed to be rainy and cold and whatever.
I think that's a good wedding. I think
Especially if it's a fall wedding.
Yeah, and also it's like that's how much confidence they have in their love is like it can be real shitty out and be like, you know what, doesn't matter. Every wedding should be shitty because they're like, you know what, it can only get better from here.
Well, there you go.
That's an idea for you. Why does every wedding have to be beautiful? That's too high
Too much pressure.
expectations.
Have a shitty wedding so when,
If we
When-
can survive this, we can survive anything.
yeah, when you go get fucking burritos together the next day, you're like, you know what? This is all right.
This burrito is pretty good.
It's better than the wedding.
And that's the beginning of your wedding. Wasn't that in The Office where Dwight Schrute said his weddings of his family take place in the graves?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
it makes funerals all that more romantic. See, that's an idea too. I think shitty weddings is a good business idea too. Listeners, let us know if you want. What was the first thing that we said? A movie
Bad
about a
weather.
guy that fucks
Oh,
a
yeah.
robot, and then the robot dies at the end. And then also a company called Shitty Weddings, where they give you the shittiest wedding so that the rest of your life looks much better.
I like it. I love it. I think it's great.
Also, they make you ugly in these weddings too. Like they don't do you up.
Yeah, they like
Put
put
prosthetics
prosthetics on
and-
you and
yeah.
make you look like a goblin.
Everyone looks ugly. Actually, the guests are beautiful. They're done up. But the bride and groom are hideous. The priest...
I don't like this idea anymore.
Hideous bride and groom?
I do like the.
Did I
think
just describe the plot of the movie Shrek?
honestly, Shrek 2 was on when I was in a hotel room the other day, and it was the one where like he drinks the potion. Spoiler alert! And they both become like attractive for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the end, they become unattractive again, and they're like, oh, because love is all we need when we blah blah. And I'm like, I get so mad. I'm like, you could have been hot and in love.
Yeah, they were both babes. Shrek was ripped, too. He was like a juicy, big hunk man when he became hunk.
Yeah.
And then Donkey became a beautiful horse, too.
Yeah, he was a stallion.
The fact that in the story, Donkey fucks a dragon and has babies with the dragon,
That's concerning.
that's a lot to unwrap.
It would be worse if the dragon fucked the donkey, though. Like a male dragon fucking a lady donkey.
Little guy fucking a big woman. That's what's funny. That's comedy for you.
Yeah.
But then the donkey dragon kids, they're like mutated. Ugh.
Yeah, are they going to fall in love?
What could they love? Who would love those? The donkey dragons.
Well, if a donkey can love a dragon, then a donkey dragon can love whoever.
I guess that's the lesson there. You know what? It is a cartoon. Do we still call computer animated animations cartoons? It feels odd.
What did I say the other day? Instead of
Something racist.
Instead of kid, I said I referred to
Oh, unadults? Is that what you said?
I
You said like ungrown up or unmature.
Unadults or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. Listen, it's Chappy Hour, everybody. Happy Chappy Hour.
Happy Chappy Hour, the only happy hour dedicated to the worst robot movie all time, which Julie has not seen. Chappy.
But I will check when we go on the plane tomorrow
That's
if
the
it's
rule.
playing, and if it is, I have to watch it.
The problem with this flight to Toronto is that you have enough time to watch it and then to stew in your juices for a few more hours, because I think it's about 2 hours long. Alexa, how long is the movie Chappie? Wait. She's telling me. 2 hours on the money. Even Shangela woke up for that. Her ears are perked.
Alexa, do you like the movie Chappie? She doesn't have
She
an
doesn't
answer
have
for
an
that
answer for
because
that.
Alexa probably hasn't seen Chappie either.
She's seen.
Do you think they force Alexa to watch Chappie? Or like all the movies? So they know what's up?
Maybe. I think they force all AIs to first watch robot movies to be like, here's where it could go wrong. Don't get any ideas.
Yeah. They're like, this is what you could be. This is a cautionary tale.
Every robot movie is, almost all of them are like, they're going to destroy humanity. Which one is not Bicentennial Man? That's right.
Wall-E?
Yeah, actually, he saved humanity. That's
There you
right.
go.
He what does he end? He like packs up a bunch of garbage and then shits it out or something.
I forget, but we should rewatch Wall-E. It's a nice little movie.
I recently watched it. I'll dive back into a Pixar.
Oh, Wally.
Wall-E.
It was a lot. That was also heavy. Too
It's
heavy.
very heavy. What isn't heavy is this Pinot Noir that we're chapping.
Did you get the info from it?
I actually
Isn't it
didn't.
called Chloe or something?
I don't know. I think so. You bought it today from Ralph's. I
Yeah.
think it is called Chloe.
Here's what drew me to it is the price was $12 and it was on sale from 16 to 12.
We love that.
So we love to see that. I think it's called Chloe and it's from someplace in California that really spoke to me. It starts with an M. What's like an M wine?
Monterey?
I think Monterey. Maybe.
Now I have to know. Here, you fill the time. I'm going to go find
Oh
out.
my God, I hate filling time. The problem with filling time is that I just have to keep making noise. And anytime you see somebody, mostly politicians do that, where they're just clearly trying to fill noise and they're adding connecting words like, therefore, I am doing approximately right now, trying to fill all the time. And the problem right now is that it's just me and the dog in the room. And the dog is definitely thinking less of me, I'll tell you that much. This is
And we're
what
back.
you do to pay for me? That's what I picture my dog saying. So
Okay.
you're back. What kind? How close was I? Is it named Chloe?
It is named Chloe.
Okay.
And I was right. It is Monterey.
Hey.
It's Monterey County, California, 2020. It has a little bow on it.
That's what I liked about it. It looked like a little gift.
Chloe Monterey County Pinot Noir. Chloe wines are beautifully crafted to inspire timeless
Sex?
stories. To inspire sex stories. Timeless stories and meaningful moments from friends and mentors. To sisters and teachers, Chloe celebrates the legacies and powers to follow our heart. Enjoy notes of strawberry black cherry in this elegant Monterey County Pinot Noir. It's quite nice.
Oh my God, the dog farted.
The dog's been farting a lot.
Wow. That's ruined my whole wine experience. Are you smelling this?
I actually don't smell it. Maybe it was you.
Was not me. No, it's shooting right in my eyes.
She's very good at like
She doesn't make a noise when she farts. Also, I've seen dogs, sometimes they go, "Eh," like they kind of like perk up a little bit.
she doesn't. She just lets it slide out of
If anything,
her.
yeah, she gets more calm and more kind of, "Yee."
But wherever it's pointed to, that's where it like wafts to. Because she was pointed at me yesterday, and I almost screamed. It was
Yeah,
so bad.
That one was bad. It was toxic.
Anyway, what's not
Toxic?
toxic is this Monterey
Yeah.
Pinot Noir, Chloe. How does it make you feel, Matt?
Here's what I'm getting, and I think I mentioned this. Did I mention this on the podcast or just private? I'm getting some tobacco notes. Are you getting tobacco notes? Because I'm frequently drinking sips of red wine lately, and I'm tasting like nicotine-y tobacco-ness.
I think you have long COVID because you said that the other day. You're like, this wine tastes like cigarettes. Like you fully said it tastes like cigarettes.
It's not like some sips. It's not every sip. Sometimes I'll get a hint of like tobacco, and there has to be.
I mean, there are sometimes like they'll say that in
Which
wines.
I don't mind. It reminds me of being like in a leather buttoned chair in a lounge.
Yeah.
With many books and a roaring fire, and a little bell that I can ring for my assistant to come bring me cheese
Man, I love cheese. I would love to be in a leather button chair, sipping this wine, eating cheese.
Eating cheese with a little bell.
Or you know what I want to be in right now? I want to be in a hot tub.
A leather hot tub.
Honestly, maybe.
Ooh. If they could put like leather.
If there was like a waterproof leather, no, you'd slip around, be disgusting.
Well, they would build it and they'd be like, listen, this one time you use it is the only time you can
Yeah.
use it. So if you want to use this leather hot tub, this is your chance.
They should make hot tubs like so. I think they do make single person hot tubs. I just want a little
Yeah.
hot tub that I can sit in, and it has like a little sort of like an airplane tray that kind of swivels around that I can put my stuff on when I need to.
Deb DiGiovanni posted that exactly.
Oh.
She posted a picture of it. It is like a human jug. You sit in it, but it's got like a cover.
Human Jug is the name of our episode, by the way.
Human jug. And it's hot, and you plug it in, and yeah, you can actually cover the whole thing.
So you can submerge your
head.
body.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I want.
Well, I'm sorry to say
Is
that
this what I
exists.
want?
Human jug.
With Matt and Julia? Yes, it is. I want Human Jug.
I gotta remember to name this.
I'm
episode
so
Human Jug.
sore today. I don't know. I think it's stress. It's the running around.
You've also been falling all over the place today.
I have fallen. Here, listen. Okay. I think it's time for our first segment.
Are you sure about that? Wait, is that our first segment?
No, are you sure? Are you
What,
sure?
wait, what are a segment called? Are you sure about that? Where would that? Are you sure about that? Huh? Where
Maybe
we
something that we're gonna do
Are
that we
you
want to
sure about
try,
that?
and it's like, are you
Ooh,
sure about that?
Let's try that. Do you want to try that? There's no jingle or anything for it, but we'll try it. What's like a decision you've made? Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to Toronto this week, and the temperatures are all over the place. It's not full winter yet,
Yeah.
but it is wet, and it is cold-ish,
Mm-hmm.
and I have chosen not to bring shoes, but to bring boots that I've never worn before.
Mm.
And here's the thing. We're going to be walking a lot in Toronto, and anytime I walk in boots, do your legs get, like, the muscles on your legs activate weird?
Yeah, I get like shin splints at
Yeah.
the beginning. Uh-huh.
My calves kill me. My
Mm-hmm.
ass kills me. So my thing, am I sure about that? Should I bring boots on this trip?
I think you should.
Okay,
You got to break them in at some point.
that's right.
That's what I did this time last year when I went to visit Christina Walkinshaw in New York. I bought like some boots for New York because I didn't have anything, and I wore them.
What month was this?
November.
Oh, it was
I
November.
said this time last year,
Okay,
and it's November.
didn't hear that part.
Keep up. And you know what? It worked out. So I wasn't sure about it, but then it worked out.
Okay, do you have something you're not sure of right now?
I'm not sure of a lot of stuff right now.
Well, you got to pick one.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. Well, mine's kind of like. So, okay. So I have two options of dresses that I want to wear to this wedding.
Yes.
And I've made my decision of the dress that I want to wear now. But there's part of me in my mind that I'm like, oh, what if I change my mind on the day? Because the dress I am going to wear is quite tight. But I do like the way it looks. I just feel so
It's
like bloated lately.
No, but it's because here's the thing. You're like, oh, what if my mind changes? The wedding's in 3 days.
I know.
That's like no time. So however you feel right now, you're probably going to feel the same.
I
It's
guess
not
so.
Like a week. A week, you could be like, a lot can happen in a week.
But here's
3
the
days,
thing.
Nothing happens in 3 days.
Today, hours before this, I had my mindset on the other one. So that's what I'm saying. So are you sure about that, Julia? And I think I am.
You are.
I think I am.
I think you should be sure.
Do you think you're sure about your boots?
Yes. I think it's a good idea. I tested them when we walked the dog earlier, and I felt good. Also, I feel fucking powerful. I said that right when you almost ate shit.
Oh yeah, you're like
your
I feel
sandals.
invincible in these things, and then I stepped on some mud and I almost died.
And I stepped on the same mud, and I did not
Yeah.
move. So it
So there
was
you go.
the weirdest time.
You should be sure about that.
I know, but here's the problem. Here, and I'm calling this right now. People are going to be like, "Oh my god, I don't remember you being that tall." Every time I wear boots, it bumps me up
Oh yeah.
half an inch maybe, and then people are like, "You're enormous." When you're already 6'3" and you're up a little bit more, you're
Must
a gargoyle.
be nice. I'm so tall.
Oh, mama, I'm too tall. Why'd you make me so tall, mama?
But people do that to me. They're always like, "Have you grown?" I'm like, "I'm wearing a boot with a heel." Like I always do that.
A boot.
A boot
Canadian
with a.
over here.
I'm wearing a boot with a heel.
A boot with a heel, eh?
Listen, we were talking about leather and stuff before. So now I think it's time for Well, that was stupid.
Well,
that
that
was
was stupid.
stupid.
Oh, we're beginning with that.
Yeah.
We usually do, I think.
No, we switch it up, but I want to talk about it.
Okay, you have a
Someone
good
because
stupid
we're on the topic of boots and leather and sitting in a leather hot tub and leather notes
thing?
in
I got
a
such
wine.
a good one for this too.
Okay, this is my
You go for it.
okay. I'm gonna go for it. All right. So for this wedding, it's a 2-pronger, and it's up at this like resort in Muskokas, and so the first night is like a 70s themed party, but like almost famous 70s, like rocker 70s, right?
Yeah.
And I love a theme. And if I'm going to do a theme, I'm going to fucking do it up well. So I've been looking all over Etsy trying to find the perfect outfit. And I finally found this beautiful Penny Lane coat. It's like this sort of burnt orange suede shearling coat. I look like a fucking rock star in it. I love it so much. I ordered it. I spent more on it than I wanted to, but who cares? It arrived in perfect condition. I put it on. It's too small. It's just like a little, it's the type of small where it goes on and it looks great, but I can't fucking move my arms.
I know you showed it to me, and it looks perfectly fine. It reminded me of how probably certain celebrities feel when they're walking the red carpet and like real designer things.
Yeah.
It's like you look really good, but you probably can't move.
Like literally after I took it off, I'm like, ow, I feel sore. And like it's just like the way that it sits, like the seam of the thing. It's like that I can't move my shoulder. I'm like, if only the seam was a bit higher and the room there was, it just doesn't fit right. And I was trying to make it work. And I was Googling how to like stretch suede. And apparently you can do it, but not with vintage suede because the suede gets dry.
Yeah.
So I literally was I shoved like a magnum of wine in one arm, a couple of cans of San Marzano tomatoes.
Was this in the how-to book of nonas that you read? That sounds like advice a nona would give.
I don't know.
Put a magnum in the sleeve.
You
and
put the wine and the tomatoes
wine
in the sleeves.
and then stretch it
Then I put a spaghetti squash in the shoulder. Like
Yeah.
I was trying to
Did you hop on the ham radio to a group of nonas from Italy?
but I was like, maybe this will work, and I took a hair blow dryer to it, trying to like stretch it out, and then I like left it over your exercise bike over the seat to try to like weigh it down to like stretch the back out of it, and then today I went to move it, and a can of tomatoes and the spaghetti squash fell out. The spaghetti squash fell and cracked, and the can of tomatoes, and it's at one of those big fucking cans, fell on my baby toe from a very high height, and I'm like, okay.
There we go.
Oh my God. And I immediately iced it and it fucking killed. I'm like, I really hope I didn't break it. But now that it's like my poor little baby toe
How
is
does
just,
it feel now?
it feels much better. It's definitely
Okay,
not
good.
broken, but it hurts.
Coming from a guy who's broken his baby toe twice,
Yeah. Like I would know.
you sometimes don't though.
Huh.
I like accidentally booted a footrest, and that broke it.
Oh God.
I was like partying with my friends in my very early 20s, and I like was dancing, and I booted a footrest, and then
like an ottoman?
Yeah, like an ottoman, but it only my baby toe kicked it. Like the rest of my foot didn't touch it. It was just the baby toe was like, and then it.
Oh.
But then it like hurt for months, and I just never got it fixed. And then it hurt for years.
Well, if this starts hurting for, a week, maybe I'll get it checked out. Because it's also
Yeah.
kind of like the side, like the ligament of the top of my foot in my baby toe.
We'll see. We'll see how it feels.
My
Poke
concern
around.
is when I go to put like the shoes that I'm wearing for the wedding on.
Yeah.
Like, I should try them on tonight. Fuck. See, it's very stupid. I literally am shoving spaghetti squash, wine, and cans of fucking nice tomatoes in this suede coat, trying to stretch it out to make it work for the stupid fucking party, and then I'm dropping them on my feet.
Those people making those beautiful canned tomatoes, I bet they were like, I hope no one shoves these in a suede coat.
Oh my God, they would be so
I hope
lucky.
they eat these and they don't use them as a tool.
Well, here's the thing. After that, I'm like, well, I broke the spaghetti squash. I got to use this. And I'm like, well, I'll make a pasta sauce for this or pasta sauce. And then I fucking made sauce out of the tomatoes and I ate the fucking spaghetti squash for dinner.
And the whole time I'm eating it, I'm like, well, wait a second. This tastes like sleeve. Was this made in a sleeve?
If anything, it helped because the spaghetti squash is hard to cut open sometimes. And this kind of helped me. It sort of started it.
That could be a weird art project. You think at like an art gallery, like one of those really like avant-garde artists, it'd be like all this food just falls out of a sleeve of a jacket.
Yeah.
it
And then they're
splats
like,
on the ground. They're like,
it's art.
it's art.
Shut up.
Eat it.
Eat the art.
What about a restaurant where things fall out of sleeves? Where the servers walk by with big sleeves.
Hey, come on in the
And-
sleeves. You never know what's gonna fall out.
And food just falls out of their giant sleeves on your plate. Oh, the roast chicken? Oh, that's a fantastic choice. Just falls out of his sleeve. Sleeves.
Yeah, sleeves.
Come on, eat it sleeves. I'm Steve Sleeves, and you got to eat it sleeves.
Oh God, Steve Sleeves.
I'm Steve Sleeves, the owner of owner of Steve Sleeves.
Anyway, it's very stupid,
Yep.
and I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I think I'm gonna try to resell it.
Yeah, she's been standing in front of our house, screaming in the wind, asking if anyone wants to buy it. Does anybody want to buy this jacket?
But I almost don't want anyone else to have it because it's so nice, and
I know.
it looks so good on me, and I'm like, what if I just lost weight or something? But I'm like, I don't even think it's a weight thing. I just think it's my bones just are not right for this jacket. You know?
Let's let Shange wear it.
No, she couldn't pull it off.
Jacket.
Oh my God, she looks so cute. Anyway, what's yours? That was stupid.
Well, you're probably going to guess this one, but I finally had my physio appointment this morning. I've been bragging to all my friends about how I got a physio appointment because it's so hard to get a physio appointment to look at my Achilles tendonitis, which, by the way, is feeling much better.
Good.
Not from the help of these people. So I went in, and first of all, my guy's late. They're like, oh, the guy for your appointment, he's on lunch. So it's going to be about 20 minutes.
And so it's like, why did you schedule me for 12:30 then?
I'm like, well, I showed up exactly on time, and he's just like, oh yeah, he'll be ready soon. And then so they lay me down on this bed, and then they put a hot pad under my feet, and they're like, just gonna hang out for about 20 minutes or so. I'm like, okay, and I'm sitting there, and then 25 minutes go by. I didn't mention this, so I'm sitting there for 25 minutes, and then this random boy comes over. He's a young boy, this boy. And he's has a towel, and he's like, okay, I'm going to stretch out your hamstrings and your legs and your calves. I'm like, okay. But then I'm like, what? No, I'm here for a consult for my Achilles tendonitis in my ankle. He goes, oh, okay. We can do that. But he's like, first I'm going to stretch out your hamstrings and your calves and your knees. And I'm like, I don't want this. Like, what the heck? No one told me what's happening. It felt like I was being like inducted into Scientology or something. Like no one was explaining anything, and I was just going along with it for a bit. So they finally get me to see the guy. The guy comes over. He's very sarcastic, very kind of like, basically what I'm getting at is I'm like, it hurts, but it's not as bad as it used to be. And he was giving me all this shitty advice. He ripped on my shoes, my running shoes, my expensive Nikes.
Matt's like, yeah, I brought these shoes.
I was like, here's what I was wearing when I was running. And he goes, oh yeah, throw those in the garbage. I'm like, well, they're supposed to be good. He goes, no, all Nikes are bad. I'm like, well, that's crazy that they are a successful shoe company and they're all bad. And he's like, no, those ones will destroy your feet. But I'm like, these are actually designed to help with injuries. And then he stopped and goes, oh, okay. Like he has no idea what he's talking about.
yeah.
And where was I going with this?
I don't know. You were talking about like, oh yeah, and then he also mocked how much you exercise.
Oh, yeah, because he's like, how much did you run in these shoes? And I'm like sometimes 5 to 10 kilometers a day, like at least 100 kilometers a month. And he goes, oh, so not that much. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like
100 kilometers a month is not that much. Like he basically was like, you're not an athlete. Don't worry about it.
yeah, and then he asked how old you were, and you're like 37. He's like, yeah, you're just old.
Yeah, she's like, you're just old. So when I got in there, he's like, throw your shoes in the garbage. You are old. And then also he was like, oh, that injury. Kobe Bryant used to have that injury. And I'm like, what am I going to do with that information? I don't fucking care what anyone else had. It doesn't matter. The problem. Here's what I'm seeing with the healthcare system. And I haven't used it that much, but my last couple appointments with specialists is basically like, I'm not bad enough for them to care.
Yeah.
Like I am trying to myself prevent major things from happening. But basically they're like, oh, it's not that bad, so don't really worry. Like you don't need us.
It's set up so that only when you are on fucking death's door or something is so bad that they will help you, where it should be, oh, let's encourage maintenance so we don't get to this level.
Yeah.
And it'll fucking save time and money and a headache for everybody involved if that was the case.
And that's what I'm trying to be a good citizen here. And they're just not giving me anything. So I'm basically like, I stormed home and then I'm like, I'm getting one physical from our doctor every year and that's it. If she does blood tests and she finds that I can survive another year, then that's what I'm going to do.
I do think you should go to a different physiotherapist and just go, and again, go for just like whatever maintenance.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see,
not
but it
from
was
that
mighty stupid and a
guy.
waste of an afternoon. And you were at the airport and I couldn't pick you up because I didn't want to miss this appointment.
Yeah. And then so I had to take an Uber.
Yeah.
Which again, this is something very stupid. My Uber driver talked the entire way home, 40 minutes.
That's not right.
Like,
what is it? This
didn't
podcast?
That's what it sounded like. She's doing a solo podcast. It was wild and it was nonsense. And at one point she said something about like, oh yeah, when I had COVID and I was in the hospital for 21 days, the drugs they were giving me were really messing with my mind. I just don't remember stuff sometimes. And then I'm like,
Jesus.
oh my God. It was, I was texting friends being like, can you please call me to save me? Cause like, I couldn't even be like, I just wanted to pick up my phone and be like, oh, hey there,
Yeah.
Rhonda. Whoopsie daisy. Oh yeah.
Rhonda's a good fake friend
Yeah.
name. That's a Rhonda. You don't want to interrupt a Rhonda call either.
No, you don't want to interrupt a call with Rhonda. Anyway, let's cleanse the palate with something a little bit nicer with Warm and Fuzzy.
It's warm and fuzzy. What warm and fuzzy happened to you? Do you want, or do you go? Do I go? What happens here?
I'll go because you've been yapping.
I'm Mr. Yaps.
Mr. Yaps. Yaps. Mr. Golden Yaps.
Golden Yaps.
Please come me up at me. I have a really warm and fuzzy thing. Okay, so first of all, it's my birthday soon.
Happy birthday soon.
Thank you. And that's coming up and I feel weird about turning 35.
Yeah,
It feels
I get it.
I feel like I was literally just 30 and that felt monumental. And so much weird shit has happened in these past 5 years that I'm like, don't.
Are we
No.
subtracting the 2020 year? You could just be 34. That year didn't count.
Honestly.
It shouldn't count. We should all just be like.
And that's
everyone's a
why I
year
don't
younger.
feel like I just feel like time stood still for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm really trying to, you know, like ask, like put myself out there more and ask for what I want and not be so shy about certain things and just be confident that like if I'm asking for something, I know I'll do a good job, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So a long time ago, a friend of mine had opened for Nikki Glazer. And I had reached out to her being like, hey, I would love to open for Nikki if she ever needs an opener. Like, would you mind putting in a good word for me? Because someone else had put in a good word for this other person.
Yeah.
So like pay it forward. And they're like, yeah, of course. But then nothing really happened with it. So I followed up and I know they were busy and I didn't want to bother them. And then I was just like, okay, well, I see that Nikki's doing this date in San Jose. I would love to do it. And this was like 3 weeks ago and I never heard back. So I'm like, well, I guess that's not happening and I don't want to bother my friend anymore. So that's that.
Yeah.
And then my friend Noor
Yeah.
texted me like basically 4 days ago when was like, oh my God, hi, sorry. I've just been like super busy. But yeah, anyway, I just texted Nikki and she doesn't have an opener and yeah, you're in. And I'm like,
That's crazy.
wait, what? Like, so the opening date was on the 6th of November and I think Noor texted me on the 3rd.
There's no opener.
And I was like, oh my God. Because she has like, Nikki has like her best friend who's like a singer-songwriter who plays and always opens for her, but I guess she didn't have like a comedian. So I was like, oh my God. And then Nikki like emailed me within like seconds and like linked me with her team. And they're like, hey, this is Julia. She's opening for me. Can we get her hotel? I'm like, oh my God. And then I booked my flight to San Jose right away. And it was just the most wonderful experience.
Fun little surprise
Like
too.
it was such a fun surprise. It was so last minute, and you came home the day before,
Yeah.
late at night, and I picked you up, and then we literally drove back to the airport the next day at like 5 a.m. And just getting there and I had worked with Nikki like 10 years ago on some sort of like the Ladies of Laughter Festival at Yuck Yucks in Toronto, but she was so nice. Like, I don't know. We've both opened for a bunch of fucking ghouls over the years.
Oh yeah.
And there's just a bunch of comedians with attitude or who are famous and feel bigger than their britches. But she was so nice and so kind, and her audience is really great. Like her crowd is really kind. They're just nice people. I had a really great set and she was so complimentary. And then I just sat side stage and watched her entire set. It's like her new hour. She did an hour 20 and she's so smart. It's just so fucking good. It's a completely different style of joke writing than me.
Yeah.
And it was so refreshing to see. And like, it made me want to like work harder. And then after we just hung out and had like a fucking vegan salad that was amazing. And I'm just like, you're the fucking best. And she was so nice to me. And it gave me hope. It gave me hope. And I feel like things are on the up and up. And it was just like also a nice thing to do. Like what a nice like cap on as like 34 comes to a close.
Here's a fun thing.
I get to perform in this 3,000 seat theater. And a bunch of like her fans followed me after and were like, you're great. And
Hell yeah.
yeah. And it made me feel really fucking warm and fuzzy.
You're damn right it should.
Yeah.
Well, mine is pretty much almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because the week before, I don't know if you know, listener, but there's this puppet called Randy Feltface. He's from Australia, and he's a comedian. And we worked together, and the same thing. I was like, listen, if you ever need an opener. And then turns out he did in Austin, which is why I went there for 3 days. And yeah, got to slop around Austin, which I told you was kind of depressing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good couple city. I think it's a good something you go with either a group of people or somebody else. But soloing it around Austin felt really weird. And they're like, is this guy a cowboy with that mustache or is he not?
I soloed 10 years ago in Austin, but I was going to a festival alone. So I guess I
Yeah.
met people there. So it's not
It
like
was
I
odd.
was fully alone.
It felt very odd. But what didn't feel odd was the working the club with Randy Feltface. And it was the same thing. It was packed. It was sold out. And it was one of those things. Also, I also watched, he did an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I watched both sets and loved it so much. He is absolutely brilliant. I know we're both gushing about these pros that we open for, but there's a reason they're at that level.
Yeah.
He was also, you know me, I've been like wanting to know, like figure out some different style of comedy or stand up. I'm just like, the regular stand up I am so sick of watching. So then watching him, this fucking puppet for an hour and 10 minutes, it was just like very, yeah, it was very like
refreshing.
Refreshing. And he was brilliant and hilarious. And he said, we're going to work more together, which is great. And yeah, it was just a very nice time.
It's funny because I feel like, and we said this before, because usually when one of us is suffering, the other is thriving. But I feel like now our wins are sort of coming at the same time. And that's
We're
an
winded.
extra layer of warm and fuzzy.
Yes.
Like when it's shit, we're shit together. But
Yeah.
now, but it's like you got that Randy Feltface thing, and then right after I got this Nikki thing, and it's funny because a friend of mine had posted on their Instagram stories, like literally maybe half an hour before, being like, "Hey, it'd be great if some celebrity could just take me on the road." And I just responded to their story. I'm like, "Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?" He's like, either that or if I could just become famous. I'm like, "Yeah, when I figure that out, I'll let you know." And then literally half an hour later, my friend's like, "Hey, do you want to open for Nikki?" I'm like,
Crazy.
Huh, it's working.
Manifest destiny.
Manifestation.
Manifestinate, men. Well, listen, I think we should give Rapidu.
Let's do the last fucking segment. Where are we at with TikTok?
Well, that just means I got to put more jingles in. Hold on.
I know. Matt loves a jingle.
More work for me.
Where are we at with TikTok?
But
But you have an exciting one. So here's where I'm at with TikTok. I fell off my my posting a video every day wagon.
How dare you?
I know. I got a little bit, I got distracted because you were away, and also because I'm not good at editing and stuff. Everything takes me so long. So there was one day where I was watching my clips for so long, trying to figure out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, yeah, that's the one I want. And then I'll caption it. And I looked at the clock. I'm like, oh my God, I have a show tonight. I have to get ready. Like, and then I forgot. And then I posted some random video, which I'm looking at now, literally has 16 views.
That's good. That's 16 happy people.
Views.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not even likes. 2 likes, 16 views, and
I'm sure they loved
and
it.
that's bad even for me. Like most of mine have like 250 views, which is still horrible. But anyway, I really I need to get back on this, and because I was very, since I started this, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 12 videos in a row. I was like halfway through.
God damn.
That's so good.
Well, you'll get back on it.
Anyway,
I'm
so
sure.
that's where I'm at with TikTok, and I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, but
Yeah.
no use crying over spilled milk. But Matt, you posted a juicy one
Oh, I
today.
did post. I just posted a clip from the Felt Face weekend, and it was one of my jokes about having a dash cam. I just did it very casually this morning. I even timed myself. I'm like, because I hate captioning videos, so I'm like, how long does it actually take me? And it was from 8 o'clock to 8:17 a.m. That was it for like an under a minute clip. It's not too long.
17 minutes.
Yeah.
Listen, I will pay you money. You have to help me because like
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
No, please, you'll help me.
Okay. Yes.
Oh my God.
But either way, I just posted it. And
It would take me 17 hours.
right now on TikTok, it's 23,000 views.
That's huge.
4,000 likes. But it really popped off on Instagram. It's 102,000 views.
Ooh.
But the likes, it's 2,800 likes, but 2 comments.
See,
That doesn't make sense.
that doesn't make any sense.
But here's the thing. Here's my thing, is when I'm watching things on Reels, I never comment.
No.
I never even like. I just go through. I watch it. I go to the next one.
Yeah.
So that's why it's all views. But then these nice people that are going in, like, and then maybe commenting the crying, laughing face or straight face gang. I got one of those too. Straight face gang. where you
Really?
at? Yeah.
No, I know.
It was some username. It was like 420 Stone Dog or something.
Oh, it's always some mean stoner.
But his comment was, "Man, this was so dead," and then a bunch of straight faces. I deleted the comment because I'm like, I don't know if that's good or bad. I better nip it in the bud.
Oh my gosh.
Nipping it in the bud.
But here's the thing. So do they count a view? Like if you just see it for a second, like how long do you have to watch of the clip before it to count as a view?
There's rules. I remember Facebook. It was like at least 15 seconds or something. There was some sort of like algorithm trick where videos were like slowly building for 15 seconds so they can get the view, and then they'd like blow their load on whatever they're trying to get out. I don't know. We gotta look that up.
Yeah.
But either way, we're both thriving.
Well, anyway, on that note, can you edit some of my clips on the plane?
Yeah, maybe.
What do you mean, yeah, maybe? You're on the plane doing nothing.
I know. I'm gonna watch a fun movie.
I pay you money.
You pay no money.
I have money to give you.
Listen, I'm gonna go get some money from this woman that's yelling at me. And where can they find you online, woman yelling at me?
Oh, you can find me on Mastodor or whatever.
We didn't even talk about that Twitter dying. We should talk about that
Yeah,
next week.
Twitter's dying. Everything's dying.
We're both on Mastodon. We're on Masterboat.
Yeah, we're on Masturbate.
Masturbate.org.
I'm a Julia Comedy on Motorboat. No, I'm Julia Comedy on Twitter for now.
Oh, boy.
Julia Comedy on Instagram. Julia Comedian on TikTok. If you're following me on Twitter, also follow me on Instagram, please, because Twitter is slowly dying.
Yeah, we need you so bad out there.
What about you, Mart?
What the fuck is my TikTok? Is it Matt_O'Brien?
I don't fucking know.
Well, it's Matt O'Brien on Instagram. Yes, please follow me on that because that is so important right now. Everything's dying. I'm Matt_O'Brien on TikTok, and get on that, and we'll get on getting another episode next week. Might be out late because we're getting back from a different country.
Yeah, and it's gonna be my birthday, so like make sure you like extra like things and
Extra
comment,
like, yeah.
subscribe, all that, because it's my
Extra
birthday and I
listen.
want that from
Yes.
you. I love you. Bye bye
See you
now.
soon, babe.
Yeah.
Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Is this what you want? Is this what you want?